you know, what they want to do. So all right, so stream is
Right.
started. I want to go ahead and share. I'm gonna get my shares on and we'll maybe get ready to get started. Just a minute.
St. Bernard's has provided healthcare services for 122 years. St. Bernard's Healthcare is a nonprofit organization. New Life Bible College and Seminary offers online classes and degrees from certificate, associate, bachelor, master, and doctorate in biblical theology, ministry, religious education, and biblical counseling. NLBCS is accredited by the Accrediting Commission International Incorporated and is approved by the Arkansas Division of Higher Education. More information is available at www.nlbcs.com.
It's 9:02. JOEK-LP Jonesboro, Voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for community conversation, a program focusing on the people working to make us Jonesboro community a better place while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participant and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council or our underwriters or sponsors.
KLK 102.5 FM. Good morning to you on your Friday. It's January 13th, 2023. This is Community Conversations. K1 is here with you. And of course, with it being January 13th, that can only mean one thing. It is the Founders Day for Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And we have some members of the Jonesboro Alumnae chapter join us today. We have Dr. Lisa Jones Matthews, who is the president of the chapter, and Pamela Bailey Bowie, who is the vice president of the chapter. And we definitely want to welcome both of these ladies onto the show today. So before we get into our usual discussion about the organization and Founders Day and the principles on which you stand on. Obviously, this Founders Day hits a little different as we get ready to celebrate the life of our own and you all's own Quabila Jones, who was a member of the Jonesboro Alumnae chapter. So just kind of give your personal reflections of Quabila as a soror and just as a person in the community. What will you all remember about the legacy that she left behind?
I'll go first. Good morning. Good morning. I think with Quabila, one of the biggest things I'll remember is just her smile and her positivity. Knowing that she was always excited, she greeted everyone with a smile. I don't know that I ever saw her with a frown on her face, because to me, she represented love. So that's one of the biggest things that I'll remember about Quabila. Her service was top notch, serving the community, but just her smile, knowing that she loved people, seeing people, talking to people. That was the biggest thing I'll remember.
Okay, Pamela?
I think a lot of times people think about members of the sorority and they maybe assume that we become these community servants when we join the organization. But I think we all know that Soror Jones was committed to her community long before she was initiated in the spring of 2021 by the Jonesboro Alumnae chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And so everything that she had done previously, all of that experience, all of that passion for her community, those connections with the people that really need to be reached, she brought all of that to our organization and she made our organization stronger. So we're all better for having her as a member of our organization, specifically the Jonesboro Alumnae chapter. And I echo Soror Jones Matthews in that, we all appreciated her energy and her smile and just her positivity, whether it was a chapter meeting or an event or program. She definitely brought that every time she engaged with us.
And of course, tomorrow before the primary service, which will be at 12 noon at Centennial Hall on the campus of Arkansas State University, Jonesboro Alumnae will conduct the Omega service, which is a service that is put on for deceased members to honor the contributions in the sorority. Is there anything that you can share about that, or is that something that's kind of more private and internal to the organization?
Well, once you come into Delta, there are 3 rites of passage, and the Omega Omega ceremony is the final rite of passage. It shows that she was a member of the organization and she's transitioned to a new chapter, and that chapter is Omega Omega, where we honor our deceased members and their contributions. And so it's a public, it's not a private ceremony or anything like that. It is a public ceremony. So anyone that wants to come can come. During COVID, it was televised or live streamed, but since we're back meeting in person, that's not necessary. But it's a rite of passage for someone who loved Delta, who loved service, and it's kind of just to honor them, to show them that, show our community that we do have a ceremony for our members when they transition.
All right, and for those watching on Facebook Live, because we did get requests for this, we have dropped the link to last year's community conversations in which she actually hosted as well. So after today's episode, you can go back and watch, the Queen do her work. And of course, with that being said, we're going to now transition into the primary part of the interview. So for those that may not be aware, just kind of tell a little bit about the sorority, its founding, you all's founders, and what the organization stands for.
Well, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated was founded on January 13th, 1913 on the campus of Howard University by 22 dynamic women who decided that the focus of the organization needed to be service to our community, whether we're working on voter registration, just being able to serve the community and not to so much be a social organization. And so all the chapters now, that is our primary focus, is to serve our community and be able to be a part of and change leaders of change.
Okay. Pamela, would you like to add anything to that?
I think so, our president summed it up very well. I know and I feel that most people know Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated by our service and our social action. And so I know everyone watching this are probably like, yeah, we see the Deltas out, whether it's local or regional or national, we're going to be on the front lines when it comes to service and social action. And so that's our focus.
Okay. And of course, social action is so important in today's climate with everything that's going on politically. And of course, one of the main challenges when it comes to social action is just getting people involved. There is so much apathy in participating in the political process, whether it's people refusing to register to vote or even refusing to vote, but then people, being upset and losing hope because of the decisions that are being made by those that are elected. So, in you all's opinion, what, can you all as individuals and even as a sorority do to increase that social action, to get people to buy in that it is important to get involved?
I really think, as far as the apathy and people not thinking that they make a change, it's like I say it's like a popular song. Change isn't just for one time, for one season. Change is a process for a lifetime. And so we as a community are truly needing to buy into and stick with, being a part of this change. So when you register to vote in 2020, I need you to continue to register to vote. Check your status. You don't know what you don't know. And so when we're out here and we say, please register to vote, just because you fill out the paperwork and you get that first voter registration card and you're like, oh, I'm registered. You might not be registered forever. It's a process, and we probably need to work on teaching our children and our community that our solidarity is truly where our strength lies. Saying, hey, I registered back then and I didn't win. You're not going to win every battle. That's part of life. You're not going to win everything and get everything that you want. You have to be committed to being a part of the change. And that's year after year, month after month, day after day. And so I think that's kind of one of the bigger things that we need to work on is teaching our children about the political process, voter registration, service in your community. everything you do doesn't have to be for money, but making sure that we know that continuing and supporting is truly a key, and not just, being a fair weather, hey, we're just gonna vote for the big elections, because the little ones mean so much.
Absolutely, and definitely appreciate you all sharing those sentiments. What are some other issues that the sorority, both on the national and local level, are very engaged in part and engaged within the community?
Well, as some of our viewers may know, we have 5 programmatic thrusts within Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And, those initiatives and what we focus on year to year, may change. But those 5 programmatic thrusts are going to drive everything we do. We're going to focus all of our attention into, we've already talked about, political awareness and involvement, which we exercise through our social action activities. We are thinking about physical and mental health. Obviously, there are disparities when you talk about minorities as far as just health statistics, health services, being able to access different health services. And so, that focus is always going to be there. Economic development is always going to be there. We got to get our money right, especially going forward, because that frees us to do so many other things and be impactful. We are committed to education. I would challenge anyone watching right now to think about an educator that they know that's a Delta. I'm pretty sure you know one, a teacher, a principal, or something.
Yeah, I just happen to know one that's like really close to me.
What
Like,
now?
I happen to know one that's really close to me.
Yeah,
Like,
shout out to Sora Pam Kale.
about a few inches close, but
Who is serving in the Jonesboro Public Schools. But yeah, we all know a Delta educator. And so again, that's going to be in the forefront as well. And then we're not just thinking about what we're doing here in our country, but we have chapters all over the world. And so we are internationally minded as well. We have the international awareness and involvement. So specifically, this year with our new president, Sora Elsie Cook Holmes, definitely thinking about mental health. That's a big thing, especially in the Black community. I'm just making sure that we're mentally well and have the resources available to, tap into our optimal wellness when it comes to our mental health. And then, of course, literacy, child literacy, adult literacy, education initiatives we're definitely focusing on this year as well. So, anything you see Delta do is going to come from those 5 areas, and it's going to be in line with those 5 kind of broad categories. And then, from year to year, we may switch up those particular programs, but we're always going to be on the political awareness and involvement. You're going to see that for sure at the forefront.
all right, we're speaking with members of the Jonesboro Alumnae chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Let's go to the Facebook shout outs, because there is definitely a lot of love being shown in the comments. Lachey Robinson says, good morning, ladies, and happy Founders Day. And of course, as you mentioned, Pamela Kale, who happens to be my bride. Good morning, Madam President, and happy Founders Day, sorors. Adrian Evers says, happy Founders Day, Delta women. Tyra Terrell Bowie says, good morning and happy Founders Day to women, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, especially my favorite Delta, Pamela Bowie. Nicole McDaniel says, amen. Marsha Smith, the pious, says, amen. Nicole says, thank you, Madam President. Well said. Barbara Dunn says, happy Founders Day to my favorite Delta. And Nicole says, thank you, Vice President. So let's transition a little bit. I'm going to throw this to Dr. Lisa, because she was initiated through the Kappa Xi chapter on the campus of Arkansas State University. And Kappa Xi is coming up on 50 years this year. And I've seen a flyer for a celebration that is going to be coming up for the chapter. So let's just kind of talk a little bit about that celebration and just about some of the things that Kappa Xi has going on. We don't have a member of that chapter on the call, but you would make it feel the audience in.
Well, I know that Kappa Xi is coming up to 50 years, but there's actually a full committee planning for this. And I was not on that committee this time. And I think it was because I was asked, but as president of the Jonesboro Alumnae chapter, staying focused and working full time as an alumni chapter member, I don't think I had enough time to truly put that excitement in. I do have my outfit ready to go, though. There will be sequin involved from head to toe, but I don't know very much about that other than the celebration is in April, I believe. Um, but I'm expecting a very good time. So
Okay,
I'm sorry I'm not more help on that.
I'm fine. So I'm gonna go
I
to,
wish I had been able to reach out to who is the president? Sor Brazil. I should have. I don't even have
well,
her contact information other than the chapter site. I didn't even think about it. We've got so much going on right now.
well, understandable. So I'm actually pulling up on the Kappa Xi Instagram, which is Kappa Xi Deltas, and it is Kappa Xi chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated presents Making It Golden with Glitz and Glamour 50-year anniversary gala. Exclusive event save the date. Hilton Garden Inn, April 22nd, 6:13 p.m. And it says more details to follow. So be on the lookout for that. I definitely think it will be a grand event. And of course, again, we're gonna stick with you, Dr. Lisa. Believe last year, Jonesboro Alumnae itself celebrated 25 years of service. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yes, that was an amazing time. Jonesboro Alumni has been in the community for 25 years, and we decided that we have one Delta Deer in our chapter, and that's our soror Sonia D. Williams. And so we decided at that time we were going to make a big celebration of it because this woman has been a committed, very committed member of the chapter in sickness and in health. Because when she joined Delta, she said this is truly a lifetime commitment. And so we were able to celebrate the charter members of our chapter. She was able to, after an illness, come out and celebrate with us. Um, there were tears involved. It was beautiful. I mean, an all white party. I don't think I've ever been to one before where you have to wear all white, and I was all excited about that. But it was just an opportunity to tell the members of Jonesboro Alumni and to show off to the community that we love each other, we love our community, and we're able to celebrate the milestones that we hit.
Absolutely. And what are some of the upcoming events that Jonesboro Alumnae is going to be putting forth?
Yeah, so we actually are wrapping up really our big Founders Day service project this week. If you follow us on social, you were able to see that we were out at Andy's on Wednesday night, passing out information in support of Hope Found of Northeast Arkansas, an organization here locally that's helping to fight human trafficking. And so that is an initiative of the organization. It's included in our strategic plan for the upcoming years, is to really partner with local organizations that target the prevention of human trafficking. And so for Jonesboro Alumnae, that looks like supporting a organization that's right here in the community doing that work. And so we were at Andy's Wednesday night. Last night, several sorors took some donations for victims of human trafficking and sorted them there at the facility. And we'll be stopping by today at 11:30 for a little presentation. So we'll go live from our Facebook page on that. So catch that at 11:30 this morning. And so we're wrapping that big piece up for Founders Day. But coming up in February, kind of going back to the social action, we're partnering as part of the Black History Month events at Arkansas State University. We're helping to organize a panel discussion about the power of the Black vote and how the Black vote has evolved. It's going to be called All Voices to the Table, talking about voter revolution. We've got some pretty heavy hitters. Ms. Emma Agnew, of course, is going to be in the place. We've got a couple of attorneys, some elected officials that are going to be there. It's going to be Tuesday, February the 21st at 6 p.m. At A State in the Mockingbird Room. So if you want to come learn more about the evolution of the Black vote, but also how we stay engaged, back to what Sora Jones-Matthews was talking about, how we keep that momentum, how we stay engaged, whether it's a race for president or for the local school board. We need to be involved at every step of the process. So that's coming up in February. And then we'll be dropping more information about our Sandra D. Williams Scholarship. We're excited about bringing that presentation back to in person. The last few years has been virtual, but this year we're going to be in person, y'all. We're going to get together. We're going to celebrate our Delta Deer, Sonia D. Williams, and her contributions to education in Jonesboro over 4 decades of contributions here in the community. But then we're also going to give a little scholarship money to some deserving graduating seniors. So look for that information coming up as well.
All righty, and let's go back to the Facebook comments. Let's see, we have one from our own Allie J, who says, Happy Founders Day, ladies, and definitely appreciate you for checking in on our Facebook Live feed. So today is Founders Day. So what do you ladies have planned to celebrate?
Well, after this live stream, we'll meet up at 11 for our special presentation. And honestly, I took the day off from my job because I feel like I need to celebrate the entire day. So I will be at home or out in the street shopping. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I don't know yet, but I'm going to enjoy this day. I've decided that Founders Day is truly my holiday and I do not need to work.
Absolutely. All right, what about you, Pam?
Yeah, I've got a couple of activities scheduled for Founders Day. Might drop some photos later. I'm feeling cute, don't know. Obviously we talked at the beginning of the broadcast about, the activities tomorrow to honor our soror, Kabila Jones. And so we have some preparation that we need to do so that our ceremony tomorrow is excellent and in order and reverent and beautiful. And so we'll be getting together to prepare for our ceremony tomorrow as well. And of course, we're going to be kicking it all weekend. We'll be together tomorrow. We're going to get together Sunday. We'll be participating in MLK activities on Monday. Helping with voter registration and different things like that. So yeah, we make a whole weekend of it. We're gonna be together celebrating 110 years, 11 decades of sisterhood, service, scholarship, and social action.
That's awesome. And of course, Nicole McDaniel says, I am trying to leave work early. So they should just so maybe you all can advocate for Founders Day being a national holiday or something. Then everybody wouldn't have to worry about taking off work. Speaking with members of the Jonesboro Alumnae chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated as they celebrate their Founders Day. So as always, we always ask on these Founders Day calls, what was it that made you want to become a Delta? But before that though, I do have to ask Pam this question. How are you feeling after this past weekend?
Oh, so you got jokes.
I don't have a dog in the hunt. I mean, but I know that you're a TCU alum and you graduated.
Yes.
But I don't actually have a dog in that hunt. But
yes, and that's I graduated from TCU. I have a bachelor's degree from TCU. I was initiated by the illustrious Iota Eta chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated on the campus of Texas Christian University there in Fort Worth, Texas. So, TCU has a special place in my heart. I was glad that we made it. I did not watch the second half because I didn't want to continue to punish myself. But hey, we got to the dance. We made it to the national championship. So, we still feel victorious, even though the outcome wasn't what we wanted.
Well, and of course, as I read on the article this morning, it's still something that can be built off of. Lessons can be taken from what happened, why it happened, and come back stronger. Okay, so now, what made you all want to be a Delta?
Yeah, since I'm already off mute, I'll go ahead and answer. My father is an Omega. He is a man of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Shout out to the 26th 9th District Representative, Brother Harold L. Bailey. And he was initiated on the campus of UCA by the Beta Delta chapter back in the spring of 1980. So while I just celebrated 18 years, he is well on his way to 50 years. He's over 40 years in his organization. And so I was blessed to grow up around people who were in Greek organizations, Omegas, Deltas, AKAs, Alphas, so I already kind of had an idea of what Greek life could be and some of the things that it represented. And so when I arrived on the campus of TCU, I kind of already had in my mind what I wanted to do, but you gotta play it cool and do your research. And as I met more of the current members of, again, the illustrious Iota Eta chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated there at TCU, I just knew that was an organization I wanted to be a part of. So I was initiated in the spring of 2004. And it definitely was the best decision. And I'm just so glad to still be active and be involved in the organization.
Dr. Lisa?
Well, I am the daughter of a homemaker and a steelworker. And so college was not something that I didn't have family that had college education and things like that, but I had a father and a mother who were like, you have this in you, you need to go to school to be whatever you want to be. But growing up, living in Blytheville, Arkansas, I had some teachers and counselors that embodied everything that I loved. The most welcoming women that I've ever met, the ones who poured into their students to the umpteen power. Women who said, this is my community and I'm going to give as much as I can to it. And so my dream was deferred slightly, but not denied when there were problems on campus. But I do have a soror, Sue Jeffers. When I went to her and I said, what do I need? I think I need a letter. And she said, baby, I was just waiting on you. So, so I wanted to be like the women who I had grown up around, who showed only professionalism, love, and promotion of a young Black woman, whether of any young Black person, but a young Black woman who said, they said, you can do whatever you want, and we're always there. They were at every event, whether it was politically awareness, whether it was political awareness, they poured into their youth constantly. And I said, you know what, I want to be that. I want to be a part of an organization that is the focus, is promoting life and health and wealth and love to the community. And I was wanting to be just truly a part of that. But yes, Soror Sue Jeffers, I said, I need a letter. She said, I was just waiting on you. Loved it.
All right, and here you are now. And I noticed you're definitely making her proud. Let's go back to the Facebook comments. Pamela Kale says he told me to check on you Monday, LOL. I did. And Nicole McDaniel says, what other way is it? Service, sisterhood, community, and involvement. All right, thank you so much. So, all right, ladies, anything else that you all just want to say that we may not have covered or you want to touch back on, or any shout outs that you want to give?
The main thing I want to say is thank you to KLEK. I thank God that we had a chance to have Quabila as a true sister in the sorority in the fold of Delta. And I want everyone to look at this as an opportunity and reiteration to know you need to love on your people. You need to love on them, whether you're angry with them, whether you're upset with them, love them, because you don't get time back. Quabila lived her life to the fullest. She showed, she embodied what Delta was out here doing with service. And so I want you to know that she loved people, we love people, but make sure you let your people know how much you love them, and celebrate each other every day, because you don't get time back. I've always said that time is truly one of the most precious gifts that God has given us. And I encourage everyone to use that time as wisely as possible. And that's it. That was my serious note. But I mean, I love you, but please just love on your people while you have the chance.
Absolutely. Pamela?
Yeah, while we're loving on people, just, shout out to members of the Jonesboro Alumnae chapter. We're a small chapter, but you all see us out here serving our community and being together and doing the work. Looking on the outside, it may like, oh, they got a lot going on. And like I said, we're a smaller chapter. We have sorors who, are super involved in other organizations in the community. They have families, they have children, they're running the practice, they're helping, do things with other organizations. And so, I just want to recognize our members and just their commitment to the organization and their commitment to living out the ideals of the sorority, just echoing Soror Jones Matthews, much like our dear Soror Jones did day in and day out.
All right, and one last Facebook comment. Pamela Kale says, Quabila, my fave, forever special. And speaking of that, you may have seen this on our social media, but Arkansas State University will light the Dean B. Ellis Library Tower pink. Sorry, it's not red. But everybody know how much she loves pink and spreading those pink sugar kisses everywhere. But the library tower will be lit up pink all night long tomorrow night. And we're going to actually go out there. We'll probably do a live stream of the tower for maybe about an hour or so. So, just another way of people just showing their love and the legacy that she left behind. Happy Founders Day, ladies, and to all of the members of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, wherever you are. Thank you, ladies, for your support of KLEK over the years. And of course, Kwabila's Omega service from the sorority will be 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and her memorial service will be at 12 o'clock noon on the campus of Arkansas State University. In Centennial Hall, the public is invited to her memorial service, and the family we really love to just see the community come out and to just celebrate and remember the amazing life that she left behind. That's going to do it for this edition of Community Conversations. You guys have a great and blessed day. This is KLEK 102.5 FM. All right, thank you, ladies, and I will see you all tomorrow.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.